Today I fucked up by telling my sister her kid isn't special. My sister's has a 5-year-old, lovely enough kid, but she goes on like he's the next Einstein. Every time we see her it's, he can already count to 100, or, he figured out how the scoring in tennis works. I don't believe the latter bit. I was catching up with her over the phone, and she's banging on again about how he's gifted, and the school won't know what to do with him. She stops and goes, "Don't you think he's special?" And I don't know why, but my mouth just went before my brain, and I said, "He's just a normal kid. He's fine." My sister went totally silent for around 30 seconds. I tried to say something, and she went ballistic. Now apparently I've crushed her spirit, and insulted my nephew. I didn't mean it nasty. I love the little guy. I just couldn't sit through another half hour of her going on about how he opened his own yogurt pot all by himself. Anyway, I'm now the arsehole uncle, and no doubt this'll be dragged up every Christmas till I die. Too long did not read. Told my sister her kid's not special. Now my sister is majorly pissed. Tell her your nephew is amazing. He's at the top of the bell curve. How old were you when you learned how to score tennis? 15, love. Imagine how much pressure that kid would live under if no one shut down mom's insanity. Pop psych from an idiot here. It is my understanding that praising a kid as a genius is a bad idea. You should instead praise effort. Calling a kid a genius sets up an inevitable problem that they one day won't figure something out on initial intuition, and then they will doubt their intelligence. When your self-image and social standing is based around smart kid, this ego hit to your intelligence as a gifted kid is worse than it sounds. Don't build a genius ego, build a hard work ego. My sister-in-law grew up with her parents telling her how smart she was all the time. She is very book smart, but lacks all other forms of intelligence. She is now a full-blown narcissist, and yes, the universe revolves around her. Not good to treat children that way. The real world will eat them alive. I was in a program for gifted and talented students. It was a lot of pressure to do something amazing with my life, and now that I haven't, I feel like a failure. Labels good or bad suck. Today I fucked up. I have seen photos of my ex-fiancé cheating on me. This happened a month ago, so it's still fresh, but it helps to share it and not bottle everything up. A month ago I was engaged to a shy, innocent girl I thought was the love of my life. We had dated a year and a half, only been engaged a month when this happened. She took a trip with a girlfriend to, I'll just say, one of the 7 wonders that she had always wanted to visit. We had made plans to go, but I had to cancel because of work, so when her friend offered to take her I was relieved and assumed it would either just be them or other girls. When I walked her out to the car with her bag, her friend had 2 guys she had never met with her. One was driving, and she introduced me and my girlfriend and said she had convinced him and his friend to drive them and help pay for the Airbnb. Immediately I know what everyone is going to say, but I trusted my girlfriend completely. She doesn't party or drink excessively, and I wasn't insecure about our relationship. I was wrong. After they left I had a bad vibe about the whole thing and posted on Reddit about it. The comments made me feel a lot worse, and I had trouble even falling asleep that night. The next morning I dug through her friend's list and found the guy in the back seat who I assumed was her friend's boyfriend and messaged him. He read the message about an hour later but never responded, so I messaged again saying if his girlfriend was on a trip with 2 guys, he didn't know he would want to know if there was anything going on. Again he reads it but doesn't respond. About 3 hours later I get a photo from him that at first I think is a mistake or a screenshot of a porno. But then I notice my fiancé's tattoo and her birthmark. It's her and a guy whose face isn't shown, having sex. It's hard to put into words what that was like, but the ground disappearing is close. I just felt like I fell into a black hole and could never get out. He told me to not say anything until they got back, and he would explain what happened. I didn't say anything until I met with him in person the next night, and he made me delete our messages in front of him, then gave me a flash drive with more photos on it. Mostly of her on the way there, then of her with the other guy, and then more photos of them on the way back. The look in her eyes in the way back crushed me. It's like there's something missing from her, and it made me furious. As soon as I got home I confronted her and found out what had happened. They had gotten her drunk, given her something that sounded like Molly or MDMA. Then the 3 of them hit her phone and made fun of her for getting married before she had any sexual experience. As a joke, she said her friend made one of the guys flash her, which is how it started. I selfishly didn't care that she was coerced or made to feel like she had to do something she repeatedly told them she didn't want to do. There is also no evidence of this on the drive. There are photos of her smiling, making out with him, and laughing. This hurt more than anything, and to me made it unforgivable. I kicked her out of our apartment and blocked her on everything. I haven't spoken to her since. TLDR, I have seen photos of my fiancée having sex with a guy she met the day before. You didn't fuck up, dude. I had been with an ex for 6 years when I found out they were cheating. At the time I was paying the bills, making most of our income, and her back was injured, so I was doing most of everything. She was supposedly in too much pain to have sex or want to be touched during our last 6 months. Wasn't in so much pain she couldn't blow other guys in their cars or let them fuck her though. Liars and cheats are liars and cheats because of the choices they make when they're unhappy. It's a reflection of them, not you. Glad you stood up for yourself and kicked them out. Edit. I shouldn't even have to say this, but no, I will not dox my ex. Not even just general location, nobody else ask. Anyone who asks will be reported. No way, this is real. She went up there with the intention of hooking up with those guys. This was her so-called bachelorette party. Be thankful the knot wasn't tied yet. These guys saved you a ton of heartache and expense. I don't see where you fucked up. If anything, you dodged a bullet. Dodged a bullet, my friend. You could have found out 2 years into marriage with kids in the picture. I'ma call BS on this entire story and downvote it, as it's 100% made up to appeal to people's sentiments for the sole purpose of karma farming. Today I fucked up by accidentally teaching my boyfriend's cat that love means shoving her foot in your mouth. My boyfriend has this little chaos goblin of a cat named Magoo. She's a lovable menace with strong, I do what I want energy. Earlier today, she stretched her paw out toward me in that casual, I own you way cats do. And in a moment of pure intrusive thought energy, I jokingly put her paw in my mouth. Not in a gross way, no biting, no licking, just a harmless non-intrusive thoughts one, as usual. Yes, I know it's gross. I fully recognize this cat walks in a litter box. But this was not a logical decision, it was a dumb, impulsive moment. No thoughts. Anyway, she immediately pulled her paw back like, EWWTF human. Fair. I assumed that was the end of our weird little exchange. Nope. Not even 5 seconds later, she reaches out her other paw, but this time, she looks weirdly intentional about it. I laugh, open my mouth again because clearly I've learned nothing, and she straight up willingly shoves her whole foot down my throat like she's trying to check my tonsils. I gag. She looks smug. I realize I've made a huge mistake. Here's the thing, I don't think she understands why I put her foot in my mouth in the first place. I think she just decided, oh, this is how we show affection now. This is our thing. Like some kind of ceremonial bonding ritual. And now she keeps trying to do it again. Every time I lie down, or yawn, or open my mouth too wide, she's there. Ready. Watching. Toe beans at full extension. This cat thinks she unlocked the secret to bonding with humans, and unfortunately that secret is gagging us with her foot. The truly cursed part? I'm kind of mildly excited to see her try it on my boyfriend. He has no idea. I can already picture it, he yawns innocently, and suddenly he's choking on a fuzzy toe bean surprise. I've seen the look in her eye. She's just waiting for the right moment. Too long did not read. I jokingly put my boyfriend's cat's paw in my mouth. She misunderstood and now believes sticking her foot in our mouths is a bonding ritual. I know it's gross. I didn't think it through, it was just an impulsive, intrusive thought moment. Boyfriend is next. I am both ashamed and excited. LMFAO, I actually do the opposite to my cat. He won't you near me anymore. You definitely have to update us on the forced bean sandwich of love when your boyfriend gets to experience it. Are you sure it's the cat that is the chaos goblin? I accidentally taught an ex-boyfriend's cat to kiss everyone as they came in the front door. The cat liked the smell of the gum I always chewed. There was one of those 70s divider walls at the entrance to the house, so the cat would sit there, and I'd lean in while he sniffed my gum breath. Then I kind of puckered my lips like a kiss. And then he wanted everyone to let him smell their breath, which ultimately morphed into intentional kissing for entry. In this case, it was actually pretty adorable, as will the paw-in-mouth maneuver. My cat doesn't put her paw in my mouth, but she does put her paw to my face and lips and gently caress/pet my face. This is her way of letting me know she wants to be petted herself. It is adorable, unless it is in the middle of the night and you are sleeping and she wakes you up several times just so you can pay attention to her. I had a rough day, and this was the first thing that truly made me laugh. I hope to see an update post tomorrow when Chaos Goblin gets paw in Dad's mouth.